Good afternoon and welcome to the special regular meeting of City Council on Sunday, December 21st, 2025. Would the clerk please take the roll?
Here.
Mr. Coghill. Ms. Gross.
Here.
Mr. Mosley.
Here.
Mrs. Kell-Smith.
Here.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Here.
Mrs. Warwick.
Here.
Mr. Wilson.
Here.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Here.
Eight members present.
Thank you. Our next order of business is to amend the agenda. Is there a motion to amend?
So moved. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Agenda is amended. Our next order of business is public comment. I would like to remind everyone the rules of council state that comments are limited to matters of concern, official action, or deliberation which may be before City Council. Profanity will not be permitted. After your calls, please restate your name, provide your neighborhood for the record. You'll be given 3 minutes to speak. Our first registered speaker is Dr. Ronald Lynn Miller.
Dr. Ronald Lynn Miller, Beltuver. I've been educated at the University of Oxford and the University of Pittsburgh. I and the GIS are seeking investment in West Pittsburgh from the University of Oxford. It has a huge endowment and an investment program from BASF in Germany, from Mitsubishi in Nihon, Japan, from OpenAI and Apple. A beehive of neighborhoods exists within the Pittsburgh City Neighborhood Network in West Pittsburgh. Beachview, Beltuver, Bon Air, Brookline share borders, but Banksville is furthest west. All the bees in this beehive need pollen to make honey. All 5 of these west neighborhood places they need pollen of a kind in higher employment and education to make their neighborhood honey. Each 5B neighborhood needs a neighborhood council elected by the people inside of the neighborhood so that they can control what goes on in their neighborhoods and so they can implement what we refer to as vote-by-voter verification for whom? So that the individuals there can record and check their votes and go around the Allegheny County election division. Yearly, tens of millions of dollars pour into the CMU and Pitt-dominated East, and only hundreds of thousands into Pittsburgh West. Who cares about this, what I consider to be gross inequity? I do. The 5 Pittsburgh West neighborhood bees need pollen of a kind, again, in economic and educational investment. There's a golden quadrangle where Beachview, Beltuver, Bon Air, and Brookline meet at the intersection of Route 51 and West Liberty, and I think on the bedrock, geologically, can be built a new university. A university to compete with what goes on in Oakland. A 5B neighborhood public school system as well, a Beehive 5 public transit, and a Guyana-based neighborhood system that allows for self-sufficiency. You see, I want plastics that are biodegradable to be made there, virology that it doesn't use gain of function, up and not down for the west of Pittsburgh.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Ikahana Halmalkina. Oh, she's not on? Oh, okay. Our next speaker is Matthew Chirilla. Not on. Is Matthew here? If not, our next speaker is Alex Payton, who is also not on. Is Alex Payton here? And then our last registered speaker is Dr. Tysana Jones, who I do see.
Good afternoon, Council. My name is Dr. Tysana Jones, and I'm here to support the full funding, as in $10 million funding, for the Stop the Violence Fund. Yes, indeed, we do need the Office of Community and Health and Safety, the Office of Community Service and Violence Prevention, Department of Parks and Rec, and Eviction Prevention. But this city desperately needs to invest and provide resources to organizations that are actually doing the work. Community-based organizations that are meeting the real needs of young adults, youth, and their families. And the pipeline, this supports the pipeline for our future leadership. In fact, it relies upon it. As we speak right now, our children are not okay. I grew up in Pittsburgh in the 1990s, and even after spending 25 years away from here, I'm still working through the pain and trauma I experienced during those formative years. I had two professional, engaged, and highly respected parents who not only raised me, but stood in the gap for my friends and other children across the city. My mother even worked for Mayor Sophie Maslow doing community engagement, gay prevention, and violence prevention work. At the very same time, my childhood friends and classmates were being actively pulled into gangs and drug activity. The year 1992 stands out clearly in my memory. 3 core experiences from my sophomore year sealed my decision to leave Pittsburgh permanently. First, having a gun pulled in my face while walking home from a track meet just 2 blocks away from my house. I was wearing a baseball cap, oversized clothes, and the person, slightly older than me, thought I was a boy. When he realized I was a girl, he lowered the gun and apologized. "Sis, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry." Second, one of my elementary school classmates was murdered. As we left the wake, members from the shooter's gang drove by, deliberately making their presence known. What hurt just as much as losing Manny was the realization that so many of us had grown up together in the same classrooms, walked the same halls, and shared the same beginnings. The third lesson was learning how to hide in plain sight. I chose leadership and silence, masking the fear I felt in my own community by staying busy everywhere else, distancing myself from the very place that had once nurtured me. My wardrobe shifted from tomboy to colorful. My activities stretched across the city. I found safety and belonging in programs like Investing Now, Pittsburgh Promise, Project 90, 100 Black Men, and a church choir at Mount Airy. Today, many of my peers who left for college, unlike me, never came back and are currently impacting their adopted homes in every industry in the cities across the world, avoiding Pittsburgh like the plague because they too have experienced harm here, active hopelessness, and the limited opportunities. How can we afford to lose any more talent? Half of those programs that helped me and gave me hope, provided care and access to nurturing, no longer exist. So where do our children go now? The ones that don't have healthy homes, and those who do, for either homework help, tutoring, nurturing, workforce development, entrepreneurship training, therapy, or even recreation.
Thank you very much. That exhausts our list of registered speakers. If there's anyone in chambers wishing to speak, please come forward at this time. Provide your name and neighborhood for the record. You'll be given 3 minutes to speak. Is there anyone in chambers wishing to speak? Seeing no one in chambers, we will now turn to our reports of committee for final action, beginning with Councilperson Erica Strasburger, presenting the Committee of Finance and Law.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. And if you're okay, Councilwoman, I want to take 3 bills separately. First, I want to take the tax bill, which is bills, is it 62? 32. Long day, I apologize. So if we could first read Bill 2632.
Ordinance amending the Pittsburgh Code at Title II, Fiscal, Article 9, Property Taxes, Chapter 263, Real Property Tax and Exemption by fixing the rate of real estate taxation for 2026.
Oh, you have heard the reading and the title of the bill. Is there any discussion? I'm used to saying the other thing in this seat, sorry.
No.
Seeing none, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote aye and their name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charland.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill. Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Mosley. Mrs. Kell-Smith.
Aye.
No.
This is 2632.
Mrs.
Yes.
Strasburger.
The tax bill.
Aye.
Millage rate.
Mrs. Warwick.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson,
No.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
6 ayes, 2 noes.
Thank you. The bill, having received the legally required number of votes, is passed finally. Next, I would like to take and read Bill 2454.
Bill 2454, resolution making appropriations to pay the expenses of conducting the public business of the City of Pittsburgh and for meeting the debt charges thereof for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2026.
You've heard the reading and title of the bill. Is there any discussion on the bill? Councilman Wilson. I thought you moved your
Are we
hand.
on 2463?
2454. I'm going a little out of order. I
Okay.
apologize.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We have 2 bills that have to be amended. So I'm taking those bills first, and then we'll read the remainder of the bills. So I apologize if I've confused anyone.
Okay, what's the amendment?
So the amendment is before council and is simply to reflect the final budget amount. Given all the amendments we passed at our standing committee meeting, we had to then run the final numbers to come up with our final actual dollar amount.
Okay.
So if someone would be willing to offer up the motion to amend,
Motion to amend 2025-2054. 2454.
is there a second?
It's this one.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is there any further discussion on the bill as amended? If not, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charland,
Aye.
Mr. Coghill, Ms. Gross,
Aye.
Mr. Mosley,
Aye.
Mrs. Kelsmith,
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger,
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick,
Aye.
Mr. Wilson,
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 noes.
The bill, having received the legally required number of votes, is passed finally. And now, again, we're still going a little out of order. I'm going to ask the clerk to read Bill 2460, which is the final bill that we have to amend. And this bill correctly identifies the correct JDE account number.
Bill 2460, resolution authorizing the city controller to accept updated financial system account strings and pay invoices for those contracts whose funding sources shifted from the Office of the Mayor into the Office of Equal Protection in the 2026 operating budget and 5-year plan.
You have heard the reading and the title of the bill. Is there any discussion? Councilwoman Warwick?
Yes, motion to amend to correct the JDE account number. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The bill has been amended. Is there any further discussion on the bill as amended? If not, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charland,
Aye.
Mr. Coghill, Ms. Gross,
Aye.
Mr. Mosley,
Aye.
Mrs. Kelsmith,
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger,
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick,
Aye.
Mr. Wilson,
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 noes.
Thank you. The bill, having received the legal requirement of votes, is passed finally. And now if the clerk will please read the remaining bills.
Bill 2463, resolution authorizing the fee schedule for 2026 pursuant to Chapter 170 of the City Code. Bill 2464, ordinance amending the Pittsburgh Code of Title II Fiscal, Article 7, Business-Related Taxes, Chapter 246, Home Rule Tax, Section 24603, Declaration and Payment of Tax at subsection D, so as to fix the rate of interest on delinquent home rule tax for the year 2026. Bill 2465, ordinance amending the Pittsburgh Code of Title II Fiscal, Article 9, Property Taxes, Chapter 263, Real Property Tax and Exemption, Section 26302, Payment Options, Discount and Delinquency Penalty, so as to set the payment, discount, and delinquent dates for the 2026 fiscal year. Bill 2461, ordinance amending the Pittsburgh Code, Title II Fiscal, Article 7, Business-Related Taxes, Chapter 245, Earned income tax, Section 24503, declaration and payment of tax at subsection D, so as to fix the rate of interest on delinquent earned income tax for the year 2026. Bill 2455, resolution fixing the number of officers and employees of the City of Pittsburgh for the 2026 fiscal year and the rate of compensation thereof, and setting maximum levels for designated positions. Bill 2453, resolution adopting and approving the 2026 capital budget, the proposed 2026 community development program, and the 2026 through 2031 capital improvement program. Bill 2456, resolution authorizing City Council to approve intra-departmental transfers throughout the 2026 fiscal year. Bill 2451, resolution authorizing the City of Pittsburgh to participate in applicable cooperative purchasing agreements for goods, materials, equipment, supplies, services, or construction as authorized by the Commonwealth Procurement Code and the Pennsylvania Intergovernmental Cooperation Law for the 2026 fiscal year. Bill 2452, resolution providing for the letting of contracts and for the use of existing contracts for the purchase of materials, supplies, and equipment for city departments and the maintenance, repair, rental, and/or leasing, rehabilitation, renovation, inspection, or servicing of city buildings and facilities, and for any miscellaneous services in and for any city departments, and providing for the payment of the cost thereof for the 2026 fiscal year. Bill 2462, resolution authorizing all city departments in conjunction with the Department of Finance to enter on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh into a facilities usage agreement or agreements during the 2026 calendar year for the purpose of permitting groups to rent city-owned facilities for recreational and community-focused activities, individual amounts not to exceed $10,000. Bill 2459, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Office of Management and Budget to enter into an agreement or agreements with the URA of Pittsburgh for the administration of certain 2026 PAYGO-funded projects and programs, and providing for the payment of the cost thereof at a cost not to exceed $1,675,000. Bill 2458, resolution authorizing appropriations, salaries, and capital expenditures of the Parks Trust Fund for the 2026 fiscal year, beginning January 1, 2026. And Bill 2457, resolution authorizing appropriations and salaries of the Stop the Violence Fund for the 2026 fiscal year, beginning January 1, 2026.
You have heard the reading and title of the bill. Is there any discussion?
Can I just
Councilwoman
ask,
Smith.
did we read Bill 2455? Did you read, was that included in this?
Yes. Did I read it?
Okay. it
Yes.
was. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. And then, so I'm going to vote no on that. And then I also want to vote no on the fee schedule.
The Councilwoman Smith is a no on Bill 2455. Let's find this fee schedule one.
Only because now we're increasing the taxes and we're still going to charge people more. I think I'm a
2463 is fee schedule. Fee
Which one?
schedule is 2463.
Thank you. And she's a no on 2463.
I just would, on that, I just would like to say, I wish that we would consider giving our residents, since we're paying a park tax and now increased tax, a discount on park rentals. Because they shouldn't be paying the same as people that come in from the suburbs who don't pay those taxes. That's all. Thank you. I'd put an amendment forward now if I had time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bill, vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charland,
Aye.
Mr. Coghill, Ms. Gross,
Aye.
Mr. Mosley,
Aye.
Mrs. Kell Smith.
Aye on all bills except for the two I mentioned, the fee schedule and the Bill 2455.
Mrs. Strasburger,
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick,
Aye.
Mr. Wilson,
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
7 ayes, 1 no on bills 2455 and 2463, and 8 ayes, 0 noes on all other bills.
Thank you. The bill, having received the legally required number of votes, is passed finally. That takes us to motions and resolutions. Before I turn it over to members, if you have anything to add to this long day, I do just first want to thank the clerk's office for all their assistance in both working around our schedules, keeping us in track, and doing all of what they do to make our lives as simple as possible. I want to thank our budget office for being upfront, honest, and forthright with regards to our budget. I want to thank them for the educational briefing they put together. I want to thank them for working with each member. And so thank you all for the work that you've done. Thank you, Sean Carter. I know he's been bouncing in and out of all members' offices over the last couple months. So thank you for the work that you've done. And then lastly, thank you for members. Thank you for being tolerant. Thank you for your willingness to come in even on a weekend, even on a very long Sunday, to be here.
Mr. Carter's already celebrating.
I do know that especially this budget was very trying for members, right? And members had to take very hard votes, no matter which way those votes landed. And so I want to thank you each for being considerate. I believe each one of us is always putting the health and welfare of the city first and foremost. I think that's our guiding principle. So I just want to thank you all for your work, and I want to thank you for your patience and tolerance for getting us here. We have 2 more meetings tomorrow, and then you'll have about close to a 2-week break, week and a half actually. So just thank you all for sticking through this entire process, and thank you for your commitment to the city. With that, I'll turn it over to members if there's anything you have.
I want to say something.
Councilman Smith.
I want to thank you. I think you've been a really good president for council. I think you were a good leader. I think, and I appreciate all council's leadership, but I also want to thank Councilwoman Ward, because even though I'm so angry about this tax, I know that she's doing it for what she thinks is the best for the city, and I'm hoping we see that result. And if you're taking a picture, and I want to thank Councilman Gross for giving me a blanket, because I think somebody didn't pay the heating bill here, so maybe now that we increase the tax, we'll be able to pay it.
Got to cut costs.
But I do want to thank all the same people that you thanked, but I think that and Councilman Wilson's been a really good, pro tem too, and Councilwoman Strasburger has been a good finance chair. So I just want to thank you all for these jobs are not easy, and being in leadership is really hard, because we actually do kind of get along, believe it or not, most of the time. But when it comes time for something like this, it's difficult, because our constituents are all different places, and for good reasons. I mean, I will say Southwest Pittsburgh watches a lot of money go across the city of Pittsburgh, so it makes it challenging for them to see their taxes increased and not receiving all the services. Although they are receiving a lot of money more than they used to, but I think in certain projects and things that are coming forward, but it's challenging for them. So I do want to say that I understand why you all have to do some of the things you do too, but understand why we do the things we do. But with that said, I want to thank you all for your leadership.
Thank you. You did it, but I also meant to thank Councilwoman Strasburger, because I know she's put a lot of work into this budget, from her early letter that she sent to all of us, to her meetings on the task force overseeing our budget, to just even helping me personally sort of work through and look at all the line items and figure out where we could cut. And so I also wanted to thank her, as I thank all of you.
And I would thank all the people that came down for public comment too.
Absolutely.
Because they really, let their voices be heard. And of course, I do thank all the people that are support staff for the city council. They all do a good job. And I know I sometimes give them a hard time. I'm not done giving you a hard time. So, but I want to thank you all for all the work you do. Thank you.
Councilman Mosley.
Yeah, I just want to, echo the kudos that Councilwoman Kel Smith and Council President Lavelle shared to the clerk's office, the budget office, Sean Carter, not to be confused with Jay-Z, but, very much legendary in his own right here in the 412. for all of the hard work, obviously President Lavelle and the leadership team on council, but also, beyond that, because I think you said enough on that. I do want to mention, as all the council members knows, it's been a really difficult week for my family, and I appreciate every single one of you has reached out, in your own rights, as I've gone through a really difficult time, dealing with some health issues. With my family and having to be there for them and being a caretaker, while also trying to uphold the oath that I've taken to represent the constituents of District 9. So I truly appreciate the empathy and the text message and the calls that you've given me, over this past week, and just the care that you've shown, show that, you care about me beyond just being a colleague. You care about me, as a person, and you care about my family, folks you've never met, and some, folks you've only met a couple times. So that just means a lot to me. So I just wanted to say that publicly, because as trying as this week has been professionally, it's been about 10 times as trying personally. And the only way I could get through it is having colleagues like you on this journey with me. So I want to thank you publicly for that.
Thank you. Councilman Charlotte?
Yes. Well, I, in addition to all the thanks that we're giving out today, one other group I want to thank is the Cable Bureau that's been here this whole time.
Yes,
and
they're amazing.
spending
Yes.
unbelievable hours. And, I do appreciate all of the work that they were able to put in here. Again, I want to thank leadership here,
How about the
especially.
reporters?
Well, I think we had 3 different sets of reporters today. I've seen cameras set up and take down. So, but I do, really want to thank Finance Chair Strasburger for being able to walk us through here. But the most important group that I want to thank is our neighbors and our residents of Pittsburgh here, because this is a tough budget. This is much harder than I think any of us thought it would be. I don't feel like any of us feel great about the end of the process. I think there's things that we can be proud of. I'm very thankful that we were able to save the Housing Opportunity Fund and make some investments here. But at the end of the day, this is really challenging, and I think it also puts a lot of the onus on the next administration to make sure that we don't end up in a situation like this in the future. We need to get the the economy of Pittsburgh booming again, move things forward so that we don't have to ever be in this situation again. And, I hope we can all remember this moment right here as we're making choices next year and in future years so that we don't end up going down this road again. So thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? If not, motion, Councilman Wilson.
For a second time, I just want to say thank you to everyone and happy holidays.
Thank you. Yeah, same to you.
Motion to, Anthony, I want to say it. Motion to excuse the absent member, approve the minutes and adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.